What is going on, governors? Chisgule here, and today we're spinning the wheel, not once but twice, for Joan Prime, because yes, she is very, very strong, and I want to get as many sculptures as I can on the main before I ultimately expertise her, and we'll finish out the wheel on my restart, but there's probably one more wheel we do before we ultimately smash the button to expertise Joan Prime on my restart as well. She is one of the top commanders in the game, and for those of you that missed my other live streams and guides showcasing Joan Prime in the open field, even in an unmaxed state, she is very, very good. She's one of the commanders that I think most people should go for. At some point, you're going to have to make a call, depending on your other projects, like Skippy Prime, Nevsky, Boudica Prime. There are other great projects as well. So hey, let's give a big shout out to the members in the chat and the moderators as well. Also, Baba, thank you for the 6 months. Much appreciated. P.S. Your photo is now mounted on the wall. It should be in the rotation. Technically, the rotation on my wall is in alphabetical order. And yours is probably the first one that hits the board. Mohammed! Hey, welcome to the Honor Guard. Let me jump behind the table here. Let's get those hype emojis in the chat for the new member, Mohammed Ferris. Welcome to the Smash Squad. Great to have you here. For those that didn't know, I make dedicated videos for Rise of Kingdoms. I've got over 1,700. Aiming to make you a better player in Rise of Kingdoms. Consider subscribing. Oh, dang. Baba, thanks for dropping the heart and bringing the heat. Much appreciated. Sheesh. Let's go. Let's go. Boom, lol. Yeah, for those that don't know, Baba has a channel as well. He released a video with a little update on his plans for Rise of Kingdoms, so I won't spoil it for now. Although I will probably talk about it a little bit in a video later on and send y'all to that video. Isn't the wheel done at reset? Yes, it is. It's last chance to spin, baby. Last chance to spin, so we got to get it done. You know, I don't know how to pronounce your first name here. So we'll go with KB. Thank you for the super chat. Where I can buy one new, any name, 100% trusted. I appreciate the super chat. I want to answer your question. Not sure I'm tracking on it, though. Baba going crazy. There it is. There it is, on the wall. The Babo logo, baby. Cyber Knight. Hey, welcome to the Elite Guard. Yo, let's get those hype emojis for Cyber Knight. Let's go. What are your thoughts on Edward in KVK 3? Edward of Woodstock's really, really good in the early KVKs. Like, really good. Make no mistake about it. Let's jump in game, yeah? We got a lot to do, and only so much time to get stuff done, so let's enjoy this time together and get it started. First up is the wheel, baby. Gecko is back? Yeah, I saw Gecko streaming. That was crazy, man. Those super chats flying in on the screen. I was like, am I late or are the notifications late? And there are all those notifications. The Crazy. Thank you for the $2 super with the Hey You sticker. Much appreciated. I'm doing great today. Thank you all for your generosity at the start of the stream. I really appreciate it. You know, my goal is to spin the wheel a little bit, although I can give you just like a quick update on the KVK. Late last night, I poured it over here. Because 1075 still out of fort. For what it's worth, people were giving 1075 a hard time in, you know, some of the comments in one of my videos. And I said, hey, man, 1075 was the last one to still be rallying us and trying to get back into Kingsland. Long after all the other kingdoms packed it in and, you know, took it back to Zone 4. So, they're sticking with it. I'll probably release a video about that maybe in the next couple days. I have such a backlog of content right now. It's actually out of control. It's actually out of control. So this zone, we built a fort. Flags down, looking to get into this zone 5. And it doesn't really look like they're defending this. So they dropped a couple forts here, right? Just like as a, okay, buy ourselves some time. But those forts are more than half burned. So sometime in the middle of the night, this zone will be plunderable. I'm a little disappointed it'll be like the middle of the night, because it'll probably be like 4 a.m. for me. It's funny, there really is like a very small window. That's like the no-fly zone for me. I'm really not going to do anything. And that's like 3 a.m. my time to like 7 a.m. my time. I'm really, like, there's no shot you're going to get my attention. And that's when this zone will be accessible. So that's a little bit of a bummer, because I'm sure that, like, if there are still any cities in here that are plunderable, which there are, I mean, that would have been the time I'd be random porting around. 0 Chisgule from 7 to 11 UTC. I mean, honestly, like, I'm off territory, but I was bubbled. Like, I have so many peace shields. I have 258-hour peace shields. Like, I'm pretty liberal with popping a peace shield if I'm actually going to go to sleep. You know? Do a full account show on my channel? I mean, I've shown, like, pretty much everything there is to show on this account. I guess I have some fancy stuff in my bag from, like, old events, but it's not actually all that exciting. But let's get started with the wheel, because we really, really do need to get this done. I'm, like, delayed on the wheel. Normally, I'm, like, a day ahead of things, and I feel like I'm practically a day behind. So let's get it started. We'll spin this wheel. By the way, I'm going to be casting on the official channel tomorrow for the Anniversary Grand Prix. The 1v versus new V matchup. Big GG's to 1v. They got the W. I mean, they're first and second. If anyone had any questions, they're very good about Ark of Osiris. That is they're very good at Ark of Osiris. Undebatable. Uncontested. Grand champions here. I know. It's the 1v versus 1v mirror matchup. They literally beat both sides of the bracket. I mean, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. But if you take anything away from this, I think one thing you should take away is simply the fact that being able to practice with your kingdom is really, really, really powerful. Really powerful. You ever watch Ted Lasso? Practice? We just talk about practice. Saying you're going to skip practice? Go on, tell me why it's not a big deal that you can skip practice. Maybe not the best Ted Lasso impression, but that was a great scene. If you haven't seen that show, it's really good. I mean, it depending on how you, or I guess where you hail from, right? It's about soccer, show about soccer. Football, you prefer? One in the chat if you've seen Ted Lasso. 2 if you have no clue what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to get a barometer on how many Ted Lasso jokes I need to make. Spin it, baby.
Ready, set, go.
One sculpture on Joan Prime. Come on. Please not building speed ups. Could we please just replace the building speed ups and research speed ups on this wheel with gold? Could we do that? Or at least all the resource tokens with pick 1s or just gold? Roy Kent is the best character on TV. Dude, Roy Kent, really well played. Really enjoyed Roy Kent. Not gonna lie. Make the Ted Lasso jokes, duly noted. Xbox Addictive says shout out. You know, I used to play Xbox, like, you know, like play games on an Xbox. Like, I have an Xbox, but now it just sits in the corner, literally. 5511 Mehmet is viable, but it's not great. I think the museum relic giving some health makes that more viable than it would have been otherwise. You'll find that Guan Mehmet combo to be a little slow. It's probably slower than all your other marches in the field. Even with the march speed on Guan, you're going to find it's slow. Baba, since you're here, no obligation to answer, but what are your thoughts on Joan Prime? You like her? What do you think? No fighting at my altars and you're sad? Yeah, sad days. Oh, shoot. Speaking of which, dude, I've been not keeping track of when my ruins are. I'm not going for honor in this KVK, so I'm like really not paying attention anymore. I was at the start, and then I hit 60,000 honor. I got my iconic, and I'm like, okay, cool, we're good. Am I happy with my Joan reports? Yeah. I mean, seem like she's performing unmaxed in a way that's indistinguishable from my other commanders. We have not dropped from Imperium yet. We still have work to do. Baba has 5k universals. Is that true? Is that actually true? I assume it's not. Ooh, that's a lot of speed ups. I'd say that's a ducky spin, except that's a lot of speed ups. Hey, Blade OK, welcome to the Honor Guard. Yo, let's get those hype emojis for Blade OK. Hey, by the way, what do you think of my video this morning? The old, you're my hero, bro. Hey, cheers. I appreciate you, Blade OK. You see that zero attempt on me? Do we even call it the rallies on my city? Do I invest in Edward, Khan, or CC? Probably none of those commanders. Save your sculptures for something else. Yeah, those don't qualify as zero attempts. Too shy. Bring Baba into voice chat? You know, we could do that sometime. I'd definitely be game. Baba wanted to pop in voice sometime. We could get that set up. I'm not going to put him on the spot. Alex or Edward? Half T5. Half T4. An altar? So definitely Alex, between Alex and Edward. I don't like the half T5, half T4 plan. Here's why. The reason I like to use full T5 is that you want your other troops to like protect each other. So you either go all in on the hard-hitting troops and you want more hard-hitting troops to kind of be so punchy that your hard-hitting troops are all protecting each other, sort of. This is a way of thinking about it, right? Versus T4 is the budget route. If you're going to do that, go all in on the budget route. But to mix the march, like, I don't think that's a great plan. I guess technically you'd get more punch. Sheesh, let's go. Justin coming in hot with the transforming hippo. Dang. Green Wizard, no Smash Squad in 75 anymore. Feels like Suicide Squad. You know, there's some really nice people in 75. I think the way they play the game's a little bit different. See? There's a weapon. Hey, cheers, man. Great fight. Thanks for the shout out. 75 sending rally troops to the Death Vault. We are fully intending on dropping power, which is why we're doing that. So there you go. There you go. It was a power drop move. Hey, anytime you want to rally my city to drop power, you just tell me when and where, and I will be there. Good to see you, Weapon. Good to see you, man. That's too funny. Oh, no. We got a little Pen 15 club in the chat. Look at those moderators clapping cheeks so fast you might not have even seen it. Sheesh. This is fun. Streaming's a good time. Let's keep spinning the wheel. Hey, by the way, if you're having a good time, just do me a huge favor. Throw a like on the stream. Consider subscribing. The last one fighting in Kingsland, lol. Hey, that's like I said. Oh, dang. 8th spot. Let's go. Everybody else packed it in, and you guys were still at that fort. Look at that 8th spot, baby. 8s! That's right. The crazy dropping those 8s in the chat. Let's go. Let's go. What are my thoughts on 1834? It's Of the kingdoms that we fought, I would say that as I remembered from my restart project, right? Like 1306, I feel puts on, how do I want to say this? Like the most impressive front. Like they know how to move like an Imperium. They just have a bigger downtime. Okay. Now, 1834, I felt like did a better job of kind of like round the clock bunker down and like try to prevent us from burning stuff, which is also a really important aspect of being a big kingdom, right? Like how well do you handle the round the clock pressure? And I would say that they were solid at just kind of bunkering down when we had field and just holding and making us burn a bunch of troops to try to get some territory. Like, I thought they did a good job of that. Don't invest in Banana Helmet. I swear, I would really like if there was more viable endgame combos. I get that you would always want, like, the new hotness, and the developers want you to want the new hotness. I'm obviously not a developer, so I wouldn't know for sure. But presumably, and this is a common strategy in these games, right? Like they want you to get the new commander because they're better. I think one motivation for going for those sorts of commanders is power creep. The other is just diversity of abilities. And like, oh, like, well, they put these commanders together, they do some cool things. Like, I like if there were more viable endgame commanders and if certain early game commanders, you know, had more endgame viability. But this is not a bad time to give a shout out to the makers of Rise of Kingdoms. Thank you for sponsoring today's live stream. Much appreciated. As you know, I think the majority of you know, but some number of my videos each month have been sponsored by Rise of Kingdoms for a very long time now. I very much appreciate that sponsorship. Thank you. And let's spin the wheel, baby. More wheel spinning, please. The 400 gem spin. Oh my god, I haven't done the 400 gem spin. Thank you. I forgot. Definitely want to do the 400 gem spin. Hello, Chisgule. Speed ups are not so bad. I really need a lot of those now. Chis from a fellow 75er. I think Gabriel's saying no bad blood at all. Thanks, SW, for like the 1.5 million kills you gave me this morning. 100% cheeseburgering. GG. GG. Joan Prime or William is the question we'll have to answer only with more testing. I think if you already had William, and you're like, well, I have only one Cav March, that's all I can bring, and you're like, I got Nevsky William, then, like, you don't have to go for Joan Prime. You really don't. They do similar things. Blade OK, hey. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Non-shameful plug for the win. Let's go. Let's go. Let's spin the wheel. Dude, I need these speed ups. Like, I know it's really kind of not why you spin the wheel, but I do need to replenish the speed ups. Not bad. Universals are great. I'll take it. I mean, they're ultimately just going to go into this commander, but whatever. You got Saladin, William, Joan. Wait. I have Saladin, William. Is Joan William better? Yes. Joan William is better. Now, I took Saladin out of the roster and put Joan in, and I'm very happy with that trade. So if you're using a Saladin, in an ideal world, you'd be looking to swap out the Joan. Sorry, swap out the Saladin and put in the Joan. Oh my god, I swear I can talk. Vis, thank you for the super chat. I thought the museum was supposed to be a way to bring older commanders back into being viable. That way they release the new commanders that are meta-shaking, but the older ones aren't irrelevant. I would agree, Vis. I agree. We are aligned in our understanding. I just would like to see the following commanders. Okay, doesn't need to be tomorrow, but like, you know, like it really should be soon. I'd like to see the following commanders get their spot, okay? I want to see Edward of Woodstock get a museum buff. I want to see Tamaris get a museum buff, okay? I want to see Khan get a museum buff. I want to see Saladin get a museum buff, okay? I want to see Constantine get a little museum buff. Even Alexander the Great. You're like, Chisgule, please. No, really. Look, even Esong got a museum buff. 10% defense, 3% skill damage. All right, it's good. Right, you put a little something on Alex. Okay, what would I put on Alex? You know, like, if you drop like 10% health on there. Ooh, hello. Okay, if you put like 15% less skill damage taken on Alexander the Great, ooh, hello. Right? That'd be good. You'd be hyped. I'd be hyped. Right? He's good. I'm just pouring seltzer, by the way. Sorry, I'm doing this off screen. I don't know why. Even though my green screen is literally like another 5 feet in that direction, my camera does not have that wide of a lens. What buff does Khan need to be good? Oh, I mean, you know, some commanders get like the 10% buff that I was just talking about, like Esong. But Khan is one of those commanders that gets a big fat 30% buff. I mean, Khan needs like 20% health and like 10% or 15% less skill damage taken, and now we're talking. The Grit, thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated. Cracking up over there. Let's go. Thank you for the sticker. So yeah, Khan needs a Mimic XY buff. I mean, I feel like when they made XY, like it's pretty obvious they were like, make a better Khan. I mean, commanders back in the day, they gave you 4 skills in the open field and you were like, damn, that's good. But the thing is that technically with Khan, you'd only have 3 of them active at a time. Right? One of them is when you're less than 50%. Another one's when you're above 70%. Which is not that great. Okay? And the thing is that not only is it technically only 3 skills at a time, but there's a window in time in which you only have 2 of these skills active. So, I mean, Khan just needs a really big buff. Khan just needs a really, really big buff to be what he ought to be. Okay? That's what I think those commanders need some love. And the reality is, I don't think we'll see any changes in these commanders until the earliest, maybe Q1 of next year. Why do I say that? Bro, they're adding in ranged commanders. They don't need to do more. They don't have to throw more in the mix to keep people excited. Right? Like, probably only is going to happen maybe Q1 of next year, I think. That's just a guess. Speaking of things that need some attention, let's look at this stupid hospital. Bro. I'll probably just queue up a couple hours of this, right? Reset is like around the corner, closer to reset. I probably want to do my free-to-play healing, poggers, you know? Don't have to use speed-ups to clean up this hospital. Let's go over to my restart real quick. I don't think I can put any new skills on Joan. I mean, we did not get that many sculptures. I need to put a song on with a little more energy. You know what we do need to do, though? I was actually a little pissed that I hadn't done this, so let's go do this. We're gonna go level up Joan real quick, so that if I want to use her as a primary, I don't have to think about it too much. I was definitely a little frustrated. I was gonna go for a spin, had an urgent task with her. It was actually burning a fort. I was like, oh, I would use her, except I haven't didn't level her up. So she's not ready to be primary. I didn't have talent set on there yet. Let's just get this done. Lord knows I have the stars. So that's not an issue. Do you know what City Hall you need to be to get XY? It's not about City Hall level. It's actually KVK season. You need to be in KVK season 4 and beyond. KVK season 4 and beyond. That's when you gain access. God, I remember when experience was actually a premium for commanders. I mean, I really did spend hours a day running around farming experience. I really did. Buy this bundle? Nah, I don't need it. The crazy? That'd be crazy, man. I hear a bunch of banging upstairs, which normally would make me really concerned, but I know that my wife is assembling a piece of furniture, so I'm just gonna hope it's fine. Just spam click. Augers. Sensu Prime coming next. I think so. I think we're due for infantry, man. I think I feel like Ulgi Prime would be a cooler way to run it. Like bring a commander that's maybe a little less popular into the spotlight, but help Chiswife. I think she's probably okay. You've been struggling with IKEA furniture all day? Well, I'm happy to be your entertainment. Well, you put together some IKEA furniture. Let's put some talents and get some equipment ready for Joan. Now, the situation I would use Joan as a primary commander is the one in which my XY Nevsky is already being used for a rally. So I want to take the gear from Nevsky and just... I don't want to actually take the gear off of Nevsky. Gosh bless. So what I need to do is go to a non-active loadout, or I'll just switch to this one. There we go. All right, now I can move this over and it's not going to mess everything up. We take the gear from Nevsky. We just get this ready so that if I'm in a situation, I can just very rapidly be ready to rock. You know, there are a couple builds technically that are viable on Joan. Really, there's one blueprint I like, though, and I had an idea, and I've heard literally no one talk about it, but I think it's pretty cool. So you heard it here first on the Chisgule Gaming YouTube channel. Okay? And it's pretty obvious, and once I say it, you're going to be like, actually, that's kind of cool. When I show you this build, you're going to be like, actually, I see what you did there, and it's really cool. All right, now we have this gear ready. We're going to call this the Nev swap. All right, it's the Nevsky gear swapped over. Okay. I guess technically I could make a second loadout with the XY gear. For some reason I was gonna do that. I don't know what that occasion would be. But at least it's just ready. That's the wrong commander. That is the right commander. Dang, that gear is looking pretty thick, though. Honestly, look at all that. Look at all that, man. That is a lot of crits. It's actually nutty. I am actually mental with this equipment. Okay. The XY swap. I'll call it rally lead. I don't know why I would use the rally lead gear, but whatever. Okay. We got to talk talents now. So the build, and, you know, I like to do this when I'm playing around with builds. I just go to the other non-active page, right? Hey, Weapon Cheers, I appreciate you. Thank you. Good KVK, man. I appreciate you. Okay, we're going to put 2 points into Rejuve. Okay. Technically, right? It's 2 points in emergency protection. I may put a third, to be determined. From there, I mean, you have to get him Blazing Shield. Like, it's not a debate. Halberd is really great. You want to mow down those archers, right? You probably want the Undying Fury for the extra rage. I do need to look into the total amount of rage you're generating here, right? Like, here's 100 rage between your normal attacks. Like, you're getting this rage and this rage. Like, these points may actually be non-functional on some turns anyways. Chisgule, make sure your garrison is ready for our OP rallies. I will be ready. Is the game dead? I would not say so. I would not call this game dead. Let me take this off real quick. It's heating up in here. Now, what will I do with my build? I mean, I think for me, I want to go the more punchy route here. Okay. And I think I go like this. And I think I drop the 3 points in over here. Now, I could put another point over here. What do I get? I could take some skill damage reduction. Okay. But I think because I would use Joan for maybe swarming a garrison, reducing the attack of the garrison is more valuable to me than reducing my skill damage and probably not even taking skill damage. So now this is a good swarm build, okay? Swarm field. I don't know. Both of these things. It's good for these things. But if you wanted like a pure field build, there's something really interesting you could do. Okay? In a pure field build, are you ready for this, chat? I don't know if you are. You're going over here for sure, like I was recommending. Okay? And you probably want to get halberd too. But if you're doing a pure field build, okay, you ready for this? You go Cage of Thorns, and you max it out. And you still have 9 points left over, which you probably run up over here. Pretty easy choices. That leaves you with 2 points left over. Probably drop them over here for just some attack. Okay? And you may be thinking, Chisgule, what are you doing, bro? Why have you taken Cage of Thorns? And although the 1 point in Rejuvenate is technically wasted, the thing that you didn't expect about this pure field build is the 25% slow on 5 targets. Okay, now why is this interesting, okay? Let me explain. You're going to have the primary commander use their active skill. 5 targets get slowed. Second at downtime, secondary commander uses their active skill. 5 targets get slowed. Second of downtime, extra attack from Joan. 5 targets get slowed. I mean, that is some field control, okay? Now, if there were 5 enemy troops, it would be the same troops getting slowed each time. But when there's more than 5 enemy troops, remember, it's just assigning those slows randomly. So you could slow a lot of troops all at once in one area. I mean, it's like a bog down. It's like you have literally cast Ark of Osiris bog down. Just think about that. Now that slow won't stack with itself, so bit of a rep, but it will stack with other slows. In other words, if your Cage of Thorns hit the same target, it'll just extend the duration, I believe, rather than doing like a 50% slow for a short window of time. Doesn't work like that. So anyways, I'm just going to mention this. Is it 100% guaranteed on the march that you're hitting? That I don't know. I don't know. What about for a rally? You would definitely not want Cage of Thorns for a rally. That's why I called this like the pure field. Now this swarm field build is probably where I'm at. Technically, I'm gonna erase this so I can show you. No, technically, if you want to run around a lot and like enter combat and leave combat, this is just this style of play is not for me, and I aspire not to do this. But you could go like this, okay? And I really like the points over here, which you just can't get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can't get emergency protection. And I really like emergency protection, but I will point out that elixir is wasted. Okay? So, you end up dropping 3 points over here. You end up dropping 3 points over here. Okay? And then you got to put a point over here. And you got to put a point over here. Okay? And we'll call this the leave combat build. Alright? I don't think you should aspire to leave combat, but if you were, sort of leaving combat, re-entering, you're getting your extra Joan attacks, you get the extra 15% damage dealt. I don't like this build. I don't like it so much that I'm just going to clear it out of here and set the name to blank. Okay. I'm not a fan. So we go to the swarm build, and let's actually apply this. Okay. We want halberd. Okay. And I do want 2 points into emergency protection. I really wish I could go for 3. I really want those extra points. But I think the reality is that I have one important optimization, and that's probably swarming garrisons. And if that's what I'm doing, then reducing the attack of the garrisons is more valuable. I'm still in the blank section. God dang it. So I am, chat. So I am. Apparently, that's where I am. Because I apparently needed a nap not to stream today, chat. Okay. This is fine. This is fine. As is our Joan Prime. Okay. Build is applied. Now, if I needed to use Joan, I could. It would be fine. We could do it. But we need to spin the wheel on my restart now. More stream, no naps. Hey, have you all been enjoying the YouTube shorts I've been putting out? Have you been enjoying those? I've been putting out pretty much a short a day. Have you noticed? Honda sucks? Honda's pretty good, honestly, in my opinion. Get zeroing people in KVK? Is there zeroing going on? I don't think there is right now. I would happily participate in some zeroing. I gotta get rid of some troops. I don't think there's any zeroing going on right now. You love it? The shorts are entertaining? You would have liked to have seen the reports in that last one? Duly noted. Duly noted. The problem is that, like, because I was 7 marching, I mean, we're looking at 7 reports times 5 marches that I sad faced. It's a lot of reports. That's a lot of reports. 35 reports. Like, it's not... When I bring out the one Attila Takeda, you can look at those reports and it's a lot easier. And it's more impressive. The Scoon! Hey, thank you for the super chat. Good to see you again today. What's up, Chisgule? In that rally video earlier, if you had your Xeno Flav, would you have not used Theo? No, I definitely would have used Theo. For defending your city, Theo is good. Okay? For defending your city, Theo is good. And a part of the reason Theo is so good for defending your city is one of the most important mechanics, actually, on YSS. It's one of the most important mechanics on Gilgamesh. It's one of the most important mechanics on Theo. It's this right over here. When you have more than 50% of units, your troops deal 10% more damage. Let me tell you. 10% more damage is a big deal. So when you're above 50%, which you will be in your city for a good chunk of the fight. The Rock family feud had me laughing so hard I cried. Dude, that's awesome. Grant, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Chisgule, I have to say, you look super duper cute today, bro. Hey, thank you, Creepy R. Kelly. I appreciate you, man. Amani Art or Amani Theo for city defense? I would say Amani Theo. You really want the Theo. Like, you want to catch any marches with AoE, if possible. And Theo boosts your damage by 40% sometimes. Oh my god. And if you're getting... Dude, if you get swarmed, or you get multi-rallied, you start popping off with this. This is my restart, okay? But yeah, so the Scoon, the trick here. So you would say keep the YSS Theo combo, even with Xeno. Yes. Let me actually just flip it back to my main and show you what I did real quick, just a little more in depth. But especially if they swarm your city, Theo pops off, man. Unlike a garrison and a flag, where like Theo doesn't really have anti-swarm. The sort of anti-swarm your city has is just by having absolutely shitloads of troops, right? That's your anti-swarm capability. You just need to have a lot of troops. And then you start getting big damage, but my strategy here, and I've debated this a lot, and I've gone back and forth, and I've looked at the stats and tried to decide, but my like perfect city set, and this moves around every now and then based on what's in my city and what's doing other things, right? Like, technically, this should be my iconic items rather than the non-iconic items. But, you know, sometimes my garrison's out, right? So what I've done here for my city defense is I said, hey, you know what's kind of OP when you have all troop types represented? The 2-piece bonus from every set is actually pretty dope. Right? The 2-piece bonuses are actually pretty dope. I have cavalry, I have archers, I have infantry, I even have some damn siege units, right? But those don't really count. I only have like 100. So you think about that, like each of those 2-piece bonuses is actually like 9% of stats is the way to think about it. So what I've done here is the 2-piece bonus from each set and then a ring and a horn. Now, what I could do instead is run the defense like this, right? Use the Xeno. And I think the Xeno is your next best option. If you're not going to use YSS and Theo, or you don't have them, and most people really shouldn't. Like, you should have Theo if you played the early game, okay? Or if you're a super whale and you want to have all the commanders maxed out and you got the sculptures for it, you could have it for city defense. I think the Theo's pretty good. But theoretically, the best way to run a city defense is Xeno, Theo, when you're over 50%, if you're using Xeno, by the way, and then switch to Xeno YSS when you're below 50%. And that is because of YSS's mechanic. The reason he is meta and Theo is not is this right here. When fewer than 50% of units remain. Well, when you're defending flags in KVK, almost the entirety of the fight is when you have 50% or less of units remaining, because it includes all the slightly wounded units in the calculation. So that understanding of damage is really important. It's why in the early game, in the original KVK 1 days, some people would use El Cid for defending their city. Because you get below 50% and all of a sudden you're getting 25% damage. Hello? 25% damage. So actually, like back in the day, original El Cid was kind of, you know, big sword, if you know what I mean. Replace sword with something else. Show my YSS build from earlier today? Yeah, I'm happy to do that. So I think the gear I had, even though it's not crit, was better for a city defense because I have so many different troop types. Now, especially because I killed off the majority of my infantry at this point again, by the way. The Scoon, hey, thank you for the super chat. Already got YSS, Xeno, and Flav. I just like to put myself in bad situations. So you just convinced me to max my Theo, whom I've been working on. Hey, cheers. Yeah, like I said, you should save your sculptures. If you don't have enough sculptures to instant max whatever these new ranged commanders are that are coming out probably in a month, like I would pump the brakes on the universals, right? Just like, it just depends on how many universals you have, right? Because we could see a really fast cycle of commanders, possibly faster than we've ever seen. So I just be a little careful with that. But the talents I had on my YSS are as follows. You know, those are the same ones I've used for several city defenses, which is why I didn't show them. I just kind of forgot. But I do have multiple builds ready. So this is my non-Attila Takeda build. It's the anti-skill damage build. You get loose formation. You get impregnable, right? Reduces the skill damage you take by a very substantial margin here between these two skills, 24%. That's a big deal. But that is a lot of wasted talent points if it's an Attila Takeda. So I also have an anti-Attila Takeda build that looks like this. Okay. And technically, if you knew you were going to get swarmed, this build would be better if you were taking a multi-rally or getting swarmed. Know Thy Enemy is God tier talents. This right here is God tier talents if your city is going to get swarmed. Okay, so if I was like 90 million power or less and putting myself in a really bad situation, or like 80 million power or less and putting myself in a bad situation and I knew I was going to get swarmed, or like I got imprisoned and I was that level of power, I would switch to this build in a heartbeat. I just snap this bad boy off real fast. I've made videos about Know Thy Enemy, but like 9% all damage taken reduction is freaking huge for 3 points. And the thing that is deceptively good for city defense, and I know we're like going off the rails on city defense, but you know, hey, it was today's video, so let's talk about it. The thing that's so nutty for that is that these points are actually really good because it's all troop types, right? So this is 2 talent points for 1% attack for archers, 1% attack for infantry, and 1% attack for cavalry. Like, that's actually pretty decent, right? These points, these leadership intermediary talent points tend to be a bit better. Now, these points, this march speed stuff kind of sucks, but I think it's still probably worth it for strategic prowess. That's probably worth it. You could consider dropping these. I mean, I've obviously thought about this before, but you get like 8 points over here. 1, 2, but these are 3 wasted points. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, you can't even get to where you need to get to. You need another 3 points, and I don't know where you're. I do not know where you're getting them from. I suppose you could remove this rage production talent. I suppose another way you could run it is you cut this, cut this, cut this, and cut this, and that might be better, actually. Not if you're getting swarmed. Well, I don't know if you even need the rage if you're getting swarmed. Yeah, I actually... Now I'm debating. What's better here? 3% damage taken reduction and a little bit of stats versus the rage, and I don't know, strategic prowess is pretty good. Anyways, that's nerding out enough for now on city defense. Also, if you're getting surrounded, balance is actually pretty good too. This is actually pretty good. You'll probably over rage if you're swarmed. Yeah, you're right. I think there's some rage talents I could cut here. The thing is that sometimes you don't know if you're going to get swarmed right away, right? So if you're like taking a rally first and then they soften you up and they're going to swarm you, right? Like there's virtues to this build. I honestly need like 5 presets for that commander. I actually think I could use like 5 presets and have some really specific things. And unlike other commanders where like, hey, you know, make do with 3. When we're talking about city garrison or just defending a flag, you really want a lot of options at your disposal right away, and you don't have time to mess around with a niche build in the fly or in the moment to get it done, right? So hopefully that was a pretty complete answer there for how I'd approach that. Here we go. Let's spin the wheel. We only need to run this wheel to 100 on my restart, so that's as far as we're going to go here. And on my restart, what did we bring it to? Like 5, 4, 4, 5, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was 5, 4, 5, 4, maybe. We effed on the last skill, if I recall. Best garrison is still a peace shield. Yeah, see, now that's true. Now that's quite true. I think most people probably just pop a piece shield, call it a day. By the way, if you're enjoying the stream, throw a like on here. Consider subscribing. Okay. Bit of a rip. Kick things off with a Doc. Hello, Doc. There we go. Oh, man. Love to get these sculptures, though. Been waiting so long to spend gems on this account. Feels good to finally spend them. Take the rally. Yeah, I mean, I'm on the take the rally plan, personally. That's where I'm at. City Keeper OP for Garrison? Bro. XY is still good. But I would say that the most premium Cav commanders are Joan and also Nevsky. And, like, William's right up there. Cavs are looking really good these days. How do you guys decide who gets the Zig reward? Thank goodness I don't have to do that anymore. I'm not in the leadership. But the main idea is that you make a proposed loot split. Okay? With your allies. So we have 2 allied war camps. So we probably are proposing 3 different splits of loot. And then we sort of agree, like, okay, what does that split make sense, right? I think that in an example where it's a little more even, like an easier example would be like a heroic anthem, right? You have 1 ally typically, right? It's 2v2 typically. I think it's designed to be 2 versus 2. What you do in that instance is you have a split of loot where you come up with the split and then both sides sort of say which one they'd sort of prefer. Now, if both sides really want the same thing still, then you can shift more of the loot to the other side of the split, and then you say, now, which reward do you want? And you can keep doing that until finally one side is like, okay, I'll take the other piece of the split, right? Shelby, thank you for the super chat. Saladin William is a second Cav March. Still skip XY. So this depends on your sculpture velocity, and thank you for both the super chat and the opportunity to talk about this. I think that in a perfect world, if you had all the sculptures, you would no longer use Saladin. You don't need to do that anymore for sure. We got a lot of better options. But the reality is that we all only get sculptures so damn fast, right? So while it will be nice to have XY, I would say the more important thing is making sure you have enough sculptures for the next commander drop, rather than committing now to XY. You see what I mean? Your restart got Joan. Obviously, I'll spin Nevsky, skip XY. Yeah, Nevsky and Joan will be the priorities, and I would skip XY. And I would honestly, like, before going for XY, I would make sure you even had, like, William potentially. Like, for people that aren't swarming garrisons and all you care about is field, if you're going for 2 Cav marches, I don't know that... Like, XY is really good, don't get me wrong, but... Like, Nevsky... last time I did a poll, it was like 75% said do Nevsky first, then Joan, then William. So he's pretty far down the list. Shelby says 1,050 sculptures. Yeah, Skippy's 5551. Yeah, I think you skip XY for sure. And honestly, you might skip William. Like, with that volume of sculptures, you're probably skipping William. But definitely unlock the William. Get the unlock. Joan, Nevsky, Saladin, William was the plan. I think that's a good plan for now. And you just replace Saladin later on, right? Or you go like Joan, William, Nevsky, Mehmed. Just as an example. Or if you're not going to do the William, even like Saladin, Mehmed would be an option. Or like Joan, Mehmed, Nevsky, Saladin. Like, you got a lot of options here. Yeah, sculptures on Nevsky and Joan. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I think that's fair. Skippy, yeah, you can absolutely use him at 5551. Yes. Dude, Skippy's in a great spot. How is Nevsky at 555 with Mina? Is good. I would have done that on my restart. I absolutely would have done that. At this point, however, right, like I have Nevsky, I have Joan, I'll never do Mina. I'll never do Mina. Theoretically, if I was going to 6 marches and wanted to make another set of cav equipment, I could try to do something, but I don't intend to do that. Oh my god. Dude, this is the account that really needs all the 8 spots, and I'm actually getting kind of clapped here. You do have a max Mina. So what cav commanders do you currently have? And how many cav marches are you making? If you're making those 2 cav marches, like, you could definitely use Mina. Holy Knight's Treasure for equipment. Yeah, and that is why I spin this to 100 and we chill here on the restart, because this is something, I mean, I have limited gems. I know it's at 161,000, but that gem number does not go up like it does on my main account. I have so much because of the migration I did back to KVK2 that is still paying dividends for me. And for the record, I can show you where my Joan's at. Saladin, Mina, Joan, 3112. 2 cav marches. 2 infantry, 1 archer. 2 cav, 2 infantry, 1 archer. Got it. Your archer's Boudica Esong. Right. So if you have Saladin expertise and Mina expertise, yeah, I think Joan and Nevsky are like really good pickups here. Chandra's really good. XY, Chandra, Saladin, William, Nevsky, Joan. Yeah, that's a really good 3 cav combo. Absolutely. Derek, that is a great 3 cav combo. You just got the Season of Conquest. Max, Mina, Esong, Skippy Prime. What should I do next? Oh, God. Mina, Esong, Skippy, Alex. Guan is 5145. What about Boudica Prime? Sounds like you need a Boudica Prime. But honest, yeah, it sounds like you need a Boudica Prime. And you could, honestly, it sounds like you could use Nevsky, you could use Boudica Prime. I mean, you got a lot of good projects there. Chandra William is good. Yeah, Chandra William's good too. Nevsky Mina's good. Yeah, Nevsky Mina's really good. The Relic on Mina, I mean, chat, like 45% of stats on Mina, 20% of which is defense. And Mina has some of the biggest single target damage you'll find. At least did for a long time. Right? Some of it's damage over time effects, but still. That's big damage, okay? And Mina gives a debuff on the target that makes the target take more damage. No, Joan William is a great march. Joan William is a great march. It's a good match. It's a little glass cannon, but not as glass cannon as you would think. I mean, you're going to get the 20% defense from William sometimes. I mean, I'm using XY with Joan, which is definitely glass cannon. That's more glass cannon. Anyways. Cool Pasta, thank you for the super chat. With HA power-up gameplay coming to the game, love to see you play through a power-up KVK. Yeah, I know. Probably the next time I'll honestly get to access this is when either 254 or my restart account enters into KVK. That's probably when I'll get to first experience it. Regular HA and Strife are getting stale. Yeah. It would be cool to get some new maps. I hope the new 3v3 map is really dope. They say it's going to have fighting all throughout, which I'm really hyped for. Thank you for the super chat. This says, I think my late game goal is a 3-1-1. Okay, that's a breakdown of troop types, by the way. XY Chandra, Nevsky Joan, Saladin William, Guan Skippy, Boudica Esong. I don't know who I'd get to pair with Boudica. No, Boudica Esong's good. You just stop there, man. You just call it a day. I mean, you guys know Sean the Sheep. He's been in voice before. We talk about him on streams. He's gifted a bunch of members to the channel. I mean, he was using Boudica Esong all KVK, I believe, in 254. Like, Boudica Esong is like, okay, cool, we stop there. We're good. We're good. You could upgrade, but, like, there's probably something else in your murder ball that's a weaker link than the Boudica Esong, right? So in this case, looking at your configuration here, Vis, I would say that Saladin is the weakest commander in that lineup. Right? I think we'd say Saladin is the weakest commander in that lineup. And the obvious replace... Well, it's not so obvious, actually, what you would do. I guess Honda Tadakatsu added to your lineup would be an upgrade, but you probably wouldn't do that. You just roll forward. When new commanders come out, you figure out what to do. Appreciate the super chat, but that's a pretty reasonable late game goal. I will say Chandra Gupta is not on the chopping block yet, but one of these days it will be. The debuff's pretty good, though. The debuff on Chandra Gupta really gives that thing legs in a way that it probably wouldn't have had otherwise. God, there's so many events. We gotta get this done. Let's bring some calves out here. Oh, I've got a preset with this, right? The first preset, apparently. Cool. Joan Worth to expertise. I think I'm of the... Oh, man, I'm just a big fan of going for expertises on commanders. Right? Like, there's definitely value to having more pairs on the field. But I'm a fan of having max commanders, because then they hold value for a lot longer. But yeah, I would agree that a 5-5-1-5 is pretty damn good. You do, I think, need to max the fourth skill on Joan Prime. That 20% bump in probability of triggering the extra active is pretty worth. The expertise is unnecessary if you still have other projects. Yeah, I mean, we're not talking about a big boost here, right? We go and we look at this. 5% damage is nice, but it's only when the troop is below 30% of troops remaining. And you get 5% more counterattack damage. Like, that is probably the most unnoticeable, unremarkable boost, right? That has to be the most unremarkable expertise skill we've seen in a very long time in this game. In a very, very, very long time. That is so unremarkable. It's above 30%? My bad. Above 30%. Still, I mean, like, the 5%. It's definitely better that it's above for open fielding, but you get the idea. Like, yeah, I want 5% extra damage, but... Viable skills for Honda? I really kind of like him expertise. Technically, he's not a commander. You have to have expertise. But I really like that reduction. I think it's just not worth the 300 sculptures. Yeah. I mean, I can see how you can make that argument. Team Earth, hey, it's been a minute since I've seen you. Pick a number between 1 and 10. Oh my gosh. Let's go with 7. We go with 7. I remember the game, but we're going with the lucky 7, baby. You recommend Vengeance on Joan, right? I would not recommend Vengeance for open field, personally. So Vengeance is not very proactive. Increases your counterattack damage by 8%. I really feel like there's very few accessories that are premium in open field. Ring, horn, somewhere in your murder ball, 1 dagger, 1 web. Okay? Vengeance is for garrison captains, in my humble opinion. You put that on a garrison that is going to get swarmed and you want to kill the enemy's troops, and you leave it at that. Okay? That is, in my opinion, what you do with a Vengeance. Now, if you had a Vengeance, yeah, sure, you could put it on Joan, right? Whoever you think is going to get hit. Ideally, the more tanky the March is that's getting hit, the longer it lives and the more value you get from the counterattack. But otherwise, I would really avoid making a Vengeance. Even on my main account, I have avoided a Vengeance. The other 2 items you could do if you only care about pure open field and you don't swarm garrisons would be War Drums or Seth's Call. Okay, the attack boost to the group, the rage boost to the group. Those are items that are good for field, but not for garrison, not for rally. So, Vengeance works for a Pakal in the field. I wouldn't even use it on Pakal though, right? Like, if we're talking about cheeseburgering specifically, yes. Vengeance, you're evil, and you can use it on Pakal. For cheeseburgering, Vengeance is very good as well. I think that's a fair call out. But for regular open fielding, do you know how Pakal dies in the field? Just AoE skill damage whittles you down. Like, do you know how you kill a Pakal in the field is you just ignore it. Okay? You let the AoE skill damage kill the Pakal. So that by the time you turn on it, it doesn't matter that it's reducing its damage taken. It doesn't matter that it's got its counterattack because it has, like, nothing left. So you're not taking that much counterattack. So my recommendation here would be that you're better off with things that are more proactive. Ring and Horn are much more proactive. Black Manda. Hey, cheers. It's been a minute. Good to see you. New expertise 5 pairs of commanders with your farm in the future. Would be awesome to see if you just use 7,000 gold heads. Oh my god. Yeah, that's a lot of gold heads. We'll see if that's something that I do at some point. I feel like it would be a pretty chill project to, like, bring my farm to some other kingdom and play it like a main. But for now, I actually need the resources, and I don't have the time, so we'll see what I end up doing with all those sculptures. Team Earth, thank you for the $7 super chat. Like, 90% of people pick 7. If they can't pick 7, they pick 3. Oh my god, that's what I would have done. That's the science. Coffee or tea, gang? Tea, gang. Dude, thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated. I hope that you're doing well. KVK 2 or 3 with the farm account? So the funny thing is that, like, I'm not far off from having all of the commanders from Gold Keys expertise. I think. On my farm. I think I'm close. So I actually could do some stuff. And I have no equipment, but... Oh, a bunch of people pick 5, apparently. That kind of makes sense. No, I could really do some stuff, though, with my farm. Like, that account is actually wicked. And I really should be... Like, this is such a dirty word. Should is such a dirty word. But, like, theoretically, I should just cough up the $100, $120 a year and have gem supply running constantly. Because you could do some stuff accumulating gems like that. You know what I mean? But it just, even then, it just makes sense. Like, it's like a content creator thing I could do. But, like, why? The thing is that I have not unlocked T5 because I don't have the gold for it. Like, even with all the spending I do, I'm still like, I don't have gold. I don't have gold. I don't even have gold to make stupid equipment on my farm account. It just accumulates materials. I'm serious. I don't have the gold. I mean, how much gold do you think I spent on my main account this KVK? I have a guess. I don't know the actual number. I have a guess. What do you think that number is that I'm guessing? How much gold did I spend on my main between training and field fighting in this KVK? Keep in mind, I trained 6 million T5 troops, but still. Gold is my weakness. I think the number is actually like 6 billion gold. Somewhere over 6 billion gold. Right? Like, between ring and horn, I'm probably going to lean toward ring. You want between 5 and 7 rings, depending on how many marches you use in the field. Simple explanation for that is that the ring is something like a 6.6% boost in DPS, which, like, it's just better than pretty much every other accessory you can throw on there. Right? With the exception of having 1 web, 1 dagger. We need to open those keys. How many keys do I have on this account? Yeah, I'm starting to accumulate. We can open a bunch of keys when the Lucerne scrolls starts to get a little closer to the end. What about ring and horn? Poggers. Dude, let me tell you how important ring is. Let me just show you. Let's go to the shop and do some buying. I'm sitting on a ring pattern already. I already have an uncrafted ring pattern. And ring is so important that I think I'm actually about to just buy another one of these ring patterns, even though I haven't even made the one I have. Like, that's where I'm at with ring, okay? If we... Oh, speaking of which, let's get this VIP blasted. I actually do have more gem tokens accumulated here. Haven't opened them yet. Kind of already have enough gems open. Opening the gems I have was already technically a little bit of an accident. I say it was an accident because I may or may not, on this account, have gemmed the wall for 23. I believe it was this account I gemmed the wall to 23 when my daughter was up late in the middle of the night. I think it was like a 3 a.m. City Hall 23 gemmed the wall. God. What a punish. Tiny Tank, thank you for the super chat. If no Trajan, who do you put dagger and web on? I like to put web on a cav commander because they march faster and you really want to catch the enemy's calves to slow them. Y'all didn't hear the story of me gemming the wall on this account? God, it was such a rip. It was like middle of the night. Thought I pushed the button to queue it up, but instead I pushed the gem button and it was like, okay, thanks for the 80,000 gems. And I was like, no prompt? They actually, I think I may be partially responsible for them adding a prompt when you try to spend that many gems like that. Like, I actually think I'm part of the reason they added that in game, not gonna lie. Straight up. I'm like pretty sure I'm a part of the reason that exists. Yeah, now we have verification for that. Back in my day, you didn't have no stupid verification. You just spent the gems, High Roller. You just spent the damn gems. So your protection was to not open so many effing gems. So you didn't get sauced when you were like, oh God, I fat fingered and I'm tired. It's 3 a.m. And my child is, you know, how old was the kid? I don't know, months? Pretty sure that's what happened. Oh no, I messaged support. You could have messaged support to get your gems back. No, back in my day, you know what support told you? You know what support told you back in my day? Be more careful when you're spending gems. That's what support told you back in my day. Okay, support's a lot more helpful now. Support's a lot more helpful. Oh, I messaged support. And I was like, please, sir, can I have my gems? And they were like, no. You be more careful with them. I mean, like, that was that. God, it's a lot of gems. It was a lot of gems. Yeah, it was a lot of gems. It was really heartbreaking, actually. That was pretty heartbreaking. No, that was not when I was in 1051. Because that was on my restart account. It would have been in like 1723, maybe? Maybe? Honestly, I don't know what that would have been in. No, there's not really any fights right now. And, chat, I'm honestly kind of like, I don't know, man. Like, theoretically, I should kill chase like a monkey and try to get first place in this Mightiest Governor. Like, theoretically, when reset hits, I should just play like a monkey and try to get as many kills as I can. But I am really not motivated to do it. I'm really, really, really unmotivated. I mean, like, I will happily max a garrison commander for this kingdom. Okay? And I will plant my ass in garrisons wherever they're needed. But I just don't know that I want to stress for like 2 days chasing kills like a monkey, spend 3 billion resources, and probably not even get first. Like, I'd rather just not be a garrison captain, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I actually don't know what I'm going to do. I should probably try to unlock him at least. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, and if we had actual fighting to do, it'd be different, but we don't. Just fight because it's good to fight. Dude, but it's different when you're chasing an MGE. Chat, you know what I'm talking about? Like, there's a stress to it when it's like you're kill point chasing and everybody's kill point chasing and you're trying to kill point chase harder than anybody else. You know? Like, I do need the unlock. I don't need first. But even getting the unlock, I'm gonna have to really stress, I think. Like, it's not fun. It's not fun. And I don't know that I care. Like, I don't know. Like, I think, and the thing is that it's a commander that just sits in the garrison. They're not good in field. They're not good for swarming garrisons. Like, it's so boring. Dude, garrisoning is like, seems like a cool idea until you do it. And like, I'm telling you, you almost had a heart attack stressing about Zenith. Exactly. I'm telling you, Zenith the Power has put more people in the hospital. Oh my god. When will you start talking about migration? Yo, if you want to migrate, hold on. We gotta start talking about migration now, because that's getting lined up. That's already happening. Yo, if you want to migrate, let me tell you. I mean, hello? Bot? Is my bot running? There's the Discord URL. There's the Discord link. You go to that Discord. And that's... You should start talking now about migration if that's what you want to do. Because we're already lining up a massive migration. This migration, for perspective, aspires to be bigger than when we brought SW to this kingdom. Like, do you understand how massive this migration is? Like, think about that for a second. The migration that we aspire to complete is bigger than when we brought W to this kingdom. This is a big migration we have lined up. By the way, somebody wanted to see Hall of Heroes. I have almost 10 million troops in the Hall of Heroes here. 9.5 is where I'm at. I mean, I've been moving through troops pretty quickly. Like, I've been moving through troops pretty fast here, not gonna lie. Right? And like, you know, look, I'll warn people. 254 is not a good kingdom for most people. Most people want to be really, really casual. This is not a good place to be casual. This is not where you come to be a casual player. This is where you come to play balls to the wall. Outnumbered and maybe outgunned. Outgunned is probably not fair. We're pretty decked out over here, actually. Yeah, I definitely have been spinning. Spinning has already happened. Faster El Cid? What? Now I need to mess with my canyon lineup, but I haven't yet because I just keep my gear on my fighting commanders. I don't want to have to think about switching gear from a canyon lineup to go field fight. That triggers me. Just the idea of that triggers me. Oh, right. But like I was saying, chat, let's go buy some stuff in the shop here on my restart. You can be my sanity check. Make sure I buy the right things here. I think I know what I want to do. I think I want to get a ring. And in addition to getting a ring... Okay, in addition to getting a ring, I think I just get all the gold heads. Is that crazy? Does that sound good, chat? Let's see what I even have in the shop here. Keep in mind, like, I don't have the materials to make... I don't even have the materials to make all the things I'm gonna... Like, I can't... I guess next KVK, I could, like, look at some of these things and get them. I don't even have the materials. I don't want a city theme, because I'm an infantry player, so these city themes are all bad for infantry. Tragically. No, I mean, I'd rather have the 5% health city theme. Like, I don't want this. 10%... Dude, 10% infantry attack down is really bad on 3 infantry marches, right? I get skill damage is good, but it's not worth the attack reduction. I mean, even this city theme is like, okay, so I gain 3% defense on 5 marches. That's 15% of stats. But then I lose 10 attack. So I'm net 5% of stats? Like, bro, that kind of sucks. I mean, it's funny, but on my infantry city theme, I gain 15% of health and I lose 5% archer attack. Like, that seems like probably the place to be. The gingerbread house, right? So these themes are no good for me. These themes are actually no good for me. The Topkapi Palace is something I could get. Okay. I could get this and run this all the time. But not for another KVK or 2. So I think I get another Ring of Doom pattern because Ring of Doom is OP. And I think I just get the gold heads, right, chat? We get the gold heads. We get a ring pattern and we just call it a day. Yep, that's the call. I think so. Like, if I could... I have enough materials to make a ring currently. So if I can roll into the next KVK with the ring pattern that I already have and I make it, and I get enough materials to make another ring, that'd be pretty good. I already have a horn. And I don't have the materials to make more. I mean, ring is really, really good. I mean, I want to get to at least 4 rings, maybe 5, depending on where I put my equipment. I have a Trajan, so, you know, ring on that march is maybe not as necessary. And that still, by the way, lets me save a couple 100,000 coins for the new KVK. So, Ring of Doom. Gold heads. Done. Done. It's done, chat. We did it. This is my restart. Okay, so I would go and craft the ring pattern now because I actually can make it. I thought I had 2 ring patterns. Hello? Really? I only have 1? Okay, well, that's a really good thing I bought the ring pattern then for sure. Oh my god. Hello, Chisgule? I thought I already had a ring pattern? Hello? Really good I bought it then. Okay. Guess I had less than I thought. So yeah. I will make this. But only after I see what the heck I'm going to need to do for archer or ranged equipment. I thought I had a spare ring pattern on this account. Apparently I don't. I know I already have one equipped. No, I know I have one equipped with a talent. Not a talent. A iconic crystal on it. It's probably on my Alex right now. I thought I had a spare pattern already just sitting though in the inventory. I don't. So I'm really glad I picked that up. KVK 1 does not have a shop like this. With regard to war drums instead of horn, I think that horn is strictly better. But if you're open field fighting, war drums are cheaper and very similar. But horn is better, I think. And horn is really good if you're swarming things, like rallies or garrisons. Okay? You're not doing that in most kingdoms, not usually. And I will say, if all you wanted to do was field fight, I think war drums is a pretty solid play. But I still think horn is better. Also, war drums is really good on marches where maybe you're just trying to use them for utility, and there aren't really that many marches where I'd say I'm doing that. But if you wanted to put rage on other marches, right, the horn cannot do that, but the war drums can. What is special talents on accessories that give utility? So, if you had a special talent on the concealed dagger, the health reduction would be higher. If you had a special talent on the war drums, the rage gain will be higher, as an example. What's the Discord number for 1254 migration? I have the app, not the link, please. I don't know. Offhand. They increase the effect, but not the chances. Yes, sorry, if that was what the question was. They increase the effect, not the chances. I have 2 horns and 1 war drums. Then 5 rings, 1 web, and 1 dagger. That's fine. 2 horns of war drums, 5 rings, web and a dagger sounds fine. The only thing I'll advise you is just keep in mind that to do 5 rings, that you're gonna have to take 5 KVKs to get that done, right? So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about what you pick up from the KVK shop. What 5 marches could be? Oh my god. I mean, the best 5 marches in the game right now? I mean, you're looking at Guan with Skippy. You're looking at XY with Joan. Nevsky with William. Probably like, at this point, kind of depends on what you're doing. But let's just go with Boudica Esong. You could do Boudica Henry. Okay. And then like Nebu with Cyrus or Gilgamesh or Esong or Henry. People might argue like Boudica with Artemisia. And then like Nebu with Henry. It's really good. Best 7. I think you got to get Trajan in there. I mean, I'll keep saying this because people downplay the Trajan. And it's true. I don't like my reports on Trajan. with a lot of the pairings, but like there's a reason the Osiris League champions all are still running Trajan. They're all running around with Trajan. Like, he's probably not bad. If they're all picking Trajan, I mean, and they're using Ethelfled. They use Ethel Trajan. I kind of wish that I was watching what 1V was using in the open field, though, if he was a part of that. I feel like that would have been kind of cool to see. Make blueprints? Oh. What do you know? Will I get a bundle pop? Probably not, right? Bummer. I'm gonna max Skippy. Should I bench the Leo and pair him with Guan? Just leave Trajan with no pair? No, you know what you should do? You go Guan with Leo, and you do Trajan with Skippy. That's what you do. You do Guan with Leo, you do Trajan with Skippy. That's what you do. I did that on my main. That has been, no questions asked, the best way that I've used Trajan ever. Trajan Skippy has been the best way that I've deployed Trajan in the open field. Hands down. Absolutely hands down. And it shouldn't be surprising. It shouldn't be surprising why that's good. Trajan is tanky. Okay, Skippy is punchy. Trajan gives you extra troops. He's an enabler of damage. Skippy has a lot of things that have damage factor. So you take advantage of having extra troops. I'm just saying. People are on the Guan Alex plan right now. Some people would definitely argue that Guan Alex is better than Guan Leo. I think now more than ever you can get away with having Guan Alex because there's so many must-answer threats that people don't target the Guan as much as like a knee-jerk reaction like they used to. But that's not a choice I would personally make. I'm not there. I might be better, but I'm just not there. Why not Skippy Trajan? I'd rather have the Trajan primary for the mixed troops. The only problem is that then you have a leadership equipment issue. But the mixed troops makes it so the target takes 20% increased damage. And you do extra damage factor. Now that said, I mean, the way I play the open field, switching targets all the time, I mean, you get away with him as the secondary, I think. I honestly think, like, Skippy Trajan in that order is not as bad as you would think, but it's still not as good. Like, you really want, in an ideal world, Trajan to fire off before everybody else to boost all their skill damage for the full volley, right? So, all right, and on that note, I need to go prepare dinner. You know what time it is. I got to get dinner ready with the family. If you enjoyed the stream, do me a huge favor, throw a like on here, consider subscribing. Let's go see if there's anybody we can raid. Is anybody streaming? We're going to go raid somebody's stream. All right, here's what I can do. I'm going to give you two options, chat. We got some options here, all right? First of all, if you didn't see my video today, let me get you a link. My city got rallied. Not once, not twice, but 3 times, okay? So if you didn't see my city getting rallied, there is a link. Okay? Check that out. However, Richard is good with original Joan. Joan the Epic. However, we are going to raid somebody, okay? We're going to raid. This is going to be fun. They have no clue this is coming. We're going to go raid them. I met this person playing Lord of the Rings Rise to War, and they're super chill. Their name's All Things Middle Earth, okay? We're going to go raid them. They're probably going to be playing Lord of the Rings Rise to War. It looks like that's what they're up to. So we'll drop that raid in there. Check out my video. Okay? Links in the chat. Or when the stream ends, we go raid. Because we crazy. We raiding. I'm going to confirm they're still live. We're looking good. Looks like they've been live for only 15 minutes. So they're going to have no clue what happened. Let's go smash this. I'll see you all in the raid. Take care, everybody. Have a great evening. And I'll see you in the stream tomorrow for the Osiris League Anniversary Grand Prix. See